Your mango tree is dying right now, and you don't even know why. The leaves are falling, the branches look weak, and deep down, you're scared it's already too late, but it's not. There is one simple spoon trick that brings almost any dying mango tree back to life, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works in the next few minutes. Before we go further, hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is packed with simple tricks that save your plants fast, and you don't want to miss the next one. Let me show you something first. A few weeks ago, a mango tree looked almost dead. The leaves were yellow and curling. The branches were dry and brittle. Some of the lower leaves had already fallen off completely, leaving bare, sad-looking branches behind. It looked like it belonged in the trash, not in the garden. Anyone walking by would have said that tree was finished. But after using this one spoon trick just a few times, that same tree started growing fresh green leaves. New branches came out where there used to be nothing but dry wood. The tree stood taller and stronger within days, and the color came back into the leaves that were still hanging on. This is not luck, and it's not some rare miracle that only happens once in a while. This happens because the tree was missing one simple thing, and once you give it back, the tree fights to survive on its own. Trees want to live. They just need the right support at the right time, and that's exactly what this trick provides. Now let's talk about what's probably happening to your tree right now. You water it, you give it sunlight, you even talk to it like it's your baby. But the leaves keep turning yellow. New growth stops completely, and no fresh buds appear, even during the warmer months when growth should be happening. Branches start drying out from the tips, working their way down toward the trunk over time. Maybe some leaves have brown spots or curled edges that seem to spread a little more each week. Maybe the whole tree just looks tired, droopy, and lifeless, even though nothing obvious seems wrong. And no matter what you try, nothing seems to help. You start searching online, trying random tips from different websites, buying random fertilizers from the store, moving the pot around to find better light, and still nothing changes. Some people even start talking to their tree, hoping that extra attention alone will somehow fix things. If this sounds like you, don't worry. You are not doing anything wrong on purpose, and you are definitely not a bad plant parent. Most people miss this one simple cause because it's hidden underground where you can't see it, and once you understand it, everything else about your tree's behavior will finally start to make sense. Here's what actually happens inside a dying mango tree. Most people think a dying tree needs more water or more sunlight or a stronger fertilizer, so they add more water, thinking that will fix everything, and sometimes that actually makes things worse instead of better. But that's usually not the real problem. The real reason a mango tree slowly dies is because it runs out of certain minerals in the soil that it needs to make food and grow new leaves. This happens more often than people think, especially in trees that have been sitting in the same soil or the same pot for a long time without any changes. Think of it like this. Your body needs vitamins to stay healthy, even if you eat food every day. If you're missing one important vitamin, you start feeling weak and tired, even though you're eating 3 meals a day and getting enough sleep. On the outside, it might look like nothing is wrong, but on the inside, your body is struggling to function properly. A mango tree works the same way. It can get water and sunlight every single day, but if the soil is missing one key mineral, the tree simply cannot turn that water and sunlight into energy properly. It's like trying to run a car engine without one small but important part. Everything else might be in place, but the whole system still fails to work the way it should. So the leaves turn yellow because they can't produce enough of the green substance they need to stay healthy. The branches get weak because the tree doesn't have enough energy to support new growth. And slowly, piece by piece, section by section, the tree shuts itself down, starting with the newest and most delicate parts first, and eventually reaching the older, stronger branches if nothing changes. This is the real reason so many mango trees die slowly, even when people are genuinely trying their best to take care of them. It's not about effort, it's about knowing exactly what the tree is missing, and that's exactly what we're going to fix together right now. The good news is, there's a simple fix, and it starts with something already sitting in your kitchen cabinet. A spoon, along with one cheap ingredient you can find at almost any garden store. Let's walk through exactly how to use this trick, step by step, so you can bring your tree back to life the right way. Step 1 is to check the soil around your tree before you do anything else. Take your hand and dig a little into the soil near the base of the tree, about 2 to 3 inches deep. Feel if the soil is completely dry, extremely wet, or hard and packed together. This step matters because the spoon trick works best when the soil is in a normal, slightly moist condition, not bone dry and not soaking wet. If the soil feels like solid dry dust, water it lightly first and wait a day before moving forward. If it feels like mud, let it dry out a little before you continue. This simple check takes less than a minute, but it makes a big difference in how well the tree responds. Step 2 is preparing your spoon mixture. Take 1 full tablespoon of Epsom salt. This is not the same as regular table salt, so make sure you're using Epsom salt, which you can find in almost any store in the health section or garden section. Mix this 1 spoon of Epsom salt into 1 gallon of water. Stir it well until it fully dissolves into the water. You won't see it anymore once it's mixed in properly. This simple mixture gives your tree a boost of magnesium, which is one of the most common minerals missing in soil where mango trees are grown for a long time. Magnesium helps the tree produce chlorophyll, which is the green substance inside leaves that lets the tree turn sunlight into energy. Without enough magnesium, leaves turn yellow and the tree slowly starves, even while sitting in full sunlight. Step 3 is applying the mixture around the base of the tree. Pour the mixture slowly around the soil at the base of the trunk, moving in a circle a few inches away from the trunk itself. Don't pour it directly against the trunk, and don't dump it all in one spot. Spread it evenly around the base so the roots underneath can soak it up gradually. The roots closest to the trunk are usually older and thicker, while the smaller roots spread out a bit further, and those smaller roots are the ones that absorb nutrients the fastest. This is why spreading the mixture in a circle works better than pouring it in just one place. Step 4 is timing your application correctly. Do this spoon trick once every 2 to 3 weeks, not every single day. Many people make the mistake of thinking more is better, so they repeat this every day, hoping for faster results. But too much magnesium too often can actually throw off the balance of other nutrients in the soil, which can create new problems instead of solving the original one. Once every 2 to 3 weeks gives the tree enough time to absorb what it needs and use it before you add more. Step 5 is watching how your tree responds over the first week. After your first application, don't expect a dramatic change overnight. Most people notice small changes first, like leaves looking slightly less yellow or new, tiny buds appearing on branches that seemed completely dead. This slow response is actually a good sign. It means the tree is using its energy to heal itself internally first, before showing visible improvement on the outside. Trees that are struggling the most usually take a little longer to respond, so patience here is very important. Try not to check the tree obsessively every single hour looking for change, since that kind of anxious watching rarely helps and can even lead you to make impulsive decisions, like adding extra treatments too soon, which can slow down the whole recovery process instead of speeding it up. Step 6 is supporting the tree with proper watering during this recovery period. While the spoon trick works on feeding the tree minerals, watering habits still matter a lot. Water your mango tree deeply, but not too often. This means when you water, let the water soak deep into the soil instead of just wetting the surface. Then wait until the top few inches of soil feel dry again before watering a second time. Overwatering is one of the biggest reasons mango trees struggle, because constantly wet soil actually blocks oxygen from reaching the roots, which weakens the tree even more. So during your recovery period, focus on deep, less frequent watering instead of small amounts every day. Step 7 is giving your tree enough sunlight without shocking it. Mango trees love sunlight, and they need several hours of direct sun each day to stay strong and eventually produce fruit. But if your tree has been struggling and sitting in a shady or partly covered area, don't move it into full blazing sun all at once. Sudden changes in sunlight can stress a weak tree even further. Instead, gradually increase its sunlight exposure over 1 to 2 weeks if it's been in a shaded spot. This slow transition allows the tree's leaves to adjust without getting scorched or shocked. Step 8 is trimming away the parts of the tree that are already dead. Look closely at the branches and leaves. If you see branches that are completely dry, brittle, and snap easily without any green inside when you scratch the bark lightly, those branches are already dead and won't recover. Trim them off using clean pruning shears. This step is important because dead branches waste the tree's energy. The tree tries to send nutrients to every part of itself, including the parts that are already gone, which slows down recovery in the healthy areas. Removing dead branches lets the tree focus all its energy on the parts that still have a chance to grow. Step 9 is checking for pests hiding on the tree. Sometimes a mango tree looks like it's dying from nutrient problems, but insects are actually part of the issue too. Look under the leaves and along the branches for tiny bugs, sticky residue, or small holes in the leaves. If you notice any of these signs, gently wash the leaves with a mild mixture of water and a small amount of dish soap using a soft cloth or your hands. This removes pests without using harsh chemicals that could stress the tree further while it's already trying to recover. It's worth checking the underside of leaves every week or so during your recovery routine, since pests often hide there long before you notice any damage on top of the leaves where it's easier to see. Step 10 is repeating this full routine consistently for at least 6 to 8 weeks. This is where most people give up too early. They do the spoon trick once or twice, don't see instant results, and assume it doesn't work. But real recovery, especially for a tree that has been struggling for months, takes time. Stick with the routine of feeding, proper watering, sunlight adjustment, and pruning for at least 6 to 8 weeks before judging the results. Most people who stay consistent for this long see real, lasting changes, not just a temporary improvement that fades away again. Now let's talk about the common mistakes that stop this trick from working, because even a simple method can fail if it's done the wrong way, and I want you to avoid every single one of these. The first mistake is using too much Epsom salt at once, thinking it will speed up recovery. People assume that if 1 spoon helps a little, then 3 or 4 spoons must help a lot more and much faster. This actually overwhelms the roots and can cause more stress instead of less, sometimes making the tree look even worse than before you started. Always stick to 1 spoon per gallon of water, no more, no matter how tempting it feels to add extra. The second mistake is applying the mixture directly onto the leaves instead of the soil. Some people pour it over the top of the tree like they're watering from above, hoping the leaves will soak it in directly. This trick works through the roots, not through the leaves, so pouring it on the leaves wastes most of the mixture and won't help the tree recover the way it's supposed to. Always aim for the soil around the base, not the leaves or branches above. The third mistake is giving up after just 1 or 2 applications. This is probably the most common mistake of all. People try it once, check the tree the very next day, see no dramatic difference, and decide the whole thing doesn't work. Real trees, especially ones that have been struggling for months or even years, need weeks of consistent care, not a single quick fix. Recovery happens slowly and quietly under the soil before it ever becomes visible above ground. The fourth mistake is ignoring the watering habits while only focusing on the spoon trick. Some people think that as long as they're adding the Epsom salt mixture, everything else can stay exactly the same. But if you're still overwatering or underwatering your tree while using this method, the tree will continue struggling no matter how many minerals you add to the soil. The roots simply won't be in the right condition to absorb what you're giving them. The fifth mistake is not checking for pests or dead branches and only focusing on feeding the tree. A tree covered in bugs or one that's still wasting energy trying to support dead, dry branches won't recover fully, even with the right minerals, until those other issues are also addressed. Feeding the tree is only one part of the full recovery process, not the entire solution by itself. The sixth mistake is doing the spoon trick during extreme weather, like the hottest part of a summer day or right after a heavy frost. Apply the mixture during a cooler part of the day, either early morning or later in the evening, so the roots aren't dealing with extra heat stress while also trying to absorb new nutrients. Timing matters just as much as the mixture itself. Here's a bonus tip that experienced growers use, and most people online never talk about this one. After doing the spoon trick for about 3 to 4 weeks, and once you start seeing new green growth, add a small handful of crushed eggshells around the base of the tree along with your next application. Eggshells slowly release calcium into the soil as they break down, and calcium works together with magnesium to strengthen the tree's roots and new branches. This combination helps the tree build stronger structure as it grows back, instead of just growing weak, thin new leaves that fall off again a few weeks later. Experienced mango growers often use this eggshell trick as a follow-up step because it supports long-term strength, not just short-term green color that looks nice for a little while and then fades. Just make sure to crush the eggshells into small pieces before adding them, so they break down faster instead of sitting on top of the soil for months without doing much. You can save eggshells from your kitchen over a week or 2. Let them dry out completely, then crush them by hand or with a rolling pin until they're in small flakes. Sprinkle this around the base the same way you would with the Epsom salt mixture, and lightly work it into the top layer of soil with your fingers, so it isn't just sitting exposed on the surface. Another advanced trick some experienced growers use is rotating what they feed the tree every other application. Instead of using the Epsom salt mixture every single time, they alternate between the magnesium mixture one time and a mild all-purpose plant feed the next time, spaced a few weeks apart. This gives the tree a wider range of nutrients over time instead of focusing on just one mineral over and over. If your tree responds well to the initial magnesium boost but seems to plateau after several weeks, this rotation method can help push past that plateau and continue the recovery. Another important thing to understand is that not every mango tree problem is exactly the same, but this magnesium deficiency issue is one of the most common hidden causes behind slow, mysterious tree decline. Most people blame the weather or bad luck, or assume they simply don't have a green thumb. But more often than not, the soil is simply missing something small that the tree desperately needs, and once you give it back consistently, the tree does the rest of the work on its own. Trees are incredibly resilient. Even ones that look almost completely dead can often bounce back if the root system is still alive underneath, and this spoon trick gives those roots exactly what they need to start working properly again. If you're dealing with a mango tree that seems to be struggling right now, don't panic and don't give up on it yet. So many people throw away trees that could have easily come back to life with just a little bit of the right care at the right time. Your tree is probably not as far gone as it looks. Start with checking your soil today. Grab a spoon, mix up that simple Epsom salt solution, and give your tree its first treatment this week, right after you finish watching this video. Stay consistent with proper watering, gradual sunlight, and removing dead or damaged parts along the way. And don't skip any of these steps, just because they seem small. Give it time, because real change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. Some trees respond within a week or two, showing small signs of new life almost immediately. Others take a full month or more before you notice any real difference, especially if they were severely stressed before you started this routine. Both situations are completely normal, so don't compare your tree's timeline to anyone else's. Every tree is different, and every tree has its own pace of healing. Trees that seemed almost gone, with barely any leaves left, and branches that looked completely dry, have come back stronger than ever, using exactly this method, and yours can too. All it takes is consistency, patience, and giving your tree what it's actually been missing this whole time. Remember, the goal here isn't just to save your tree for right now. It's to build a stronger tree that can handle stress better in the future, produce healthier leaves, and eventually give you mangoes you can be proud of. This simple spoon trick is just the starting point. What you do consistently after that first treatment is what truly determines whether your tree fully recovers or just barely survives. If this video helped you understand what's really going on with your mango tree, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because more simple tricks like this one are coming soon. Drop a comment below and let everyone know how your tree is doing, or ask any questions you still have about this method, and I'll do my best to help you troubleshoot your specific situation. Share this video with anyone you know who has a struggling mango tree in their yard, because this simple trick could save their tree too, and it might be exactly what they've been searching for without even realizing it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, where we bring another dying plant back to life.